Train Jeff off tower 3.
Jeff, do something cool.
Sick, because I got that one.
You got that one?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Oh! Dude, he just showed you up.
That's fine. What'd you do?
Okay, ready?
I'm into it.
Ready?
Yep.
Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com.
I'm Bob. How's it going?
Bob and I are here today, as you may have guessed, to talk about another 2021 ski, and this is an exciting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
This is big news, big stuff. Chances are you've probably heard of it, because I feel like people have been kind of talking about these. They're for sale. A bunch of different companies have them for sale, so people have seen these so far. There are some reviews out there already on them too. But this is the Sender TI from Rossignol, the BLACKOPS Sender TI. So, just in summary, excuse me, no more 7 Series from Rossignol, which is kind of crazy,
right?
Because those skis have been around for a long time now.
Yep.
You know, the Soul 7 is like an iconic ski.
Right.
It created a name for itself. You know, powder performance, maneuverability.
Yeah.
You saw a ton of them out west in like Western demo and rental fleets.
Yep.
Like it's an iconic ski, the black and yellow.
Yeah.
And that ski has been replaced. It's going away and taking its place as this new expanded BLACKOPS line. So BLACKOPS is a name that we've been throwing out there for a few years now, and it was kind of reserved as their like athlete-inspired freeride skis. We had a 98 and a 118. We actually have a review of that BLACKOPS 98 up, so check that out. And basically that BLACKOPS line has been drastically expanded. Before it was just twin tips, those two twin tip models, and now it consists of directional skis as well as those twin tips. So the BLACKOPS 98 and the 118, they don't go away.
Yeah.
Those skis stay. They just have a different name now. And in general, basically, Rossignol took everything that they've been doing over the past 10 years. They took the performance of those Soul 7s. They took the performance of those BLACKOPS skis. And in my mind, they kind of blended them together.
Even a little of the experience as well.
Totally.
I mean, that's kind of their, the all-mountain nod to this series.
Yep. So pretty cool just to see the development of skis. I think this is a very modern shape. I think companies in general, for a few years, were going just like all in on the kind of 5-point side cut, like super early tapered shape.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it kind of like reining back into a more subtle, smoother taper shape. So pretty cool to see. And there's a lot going on inside this ski. So let's just talk about construction real quick. I'm going to try and get through the construction as quick as we can so we can get to performance, but there's a lot going on in these skis. I made myself notes, which is rare. Normally I am pretty confident I can just spit it all out. But basically sandwich construction in these skis, it starts with a poplar wood core. If you remember line control technology that we've talked about in Experience skis and Hero skis, the carving skis, basically the same technology is used in here. Instead of metal that we see in a lot of those skis, especially the higher end skis, this is an ABS material. Right. So there's 2 strips of ABS material running vertically through the core. So poplar, line control technology, step 1.
And that ABS is basically just this sidewall material.
Basically same
so it's
thing.
like 2 more sidewalls just running through the center of the ski.
Yep.
And the stuff does work.
Yeah, definitely.
You can really feel that line control stuff.
Absolutely. There's also a full sheet of metal along the base. And then there's a partial sheet of metal underfoot, which is kind of a key design attribute to these skis, because basically within the available lengths, which there are only 3 of.
Yeah. In the TI.
In the TI, there's a 180, a 187, and a 194.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Not for you. Crazy for me, being 150 pounds soaking wet. But basically that metal sheet underfoot, depending on what length the ski is, they kind of tweak the size of that metal sheet, specifically to retain the proper flex in the tail more than anything else, which is really interesting. We're not done. They also get damp tech in the tip, so there's a rubber insert into the tip. They also have an extended wood core, so that whole core construction goes further into the tip. We had a similar conversation like with Enforcers. They kind of did the same thing. They extended that wood into the tip. And then there's still an air tip, which we have seen from Rossignol for a long time, but now it's just like that much. It's 2 inches on the very end of the ski. So a lot going on in this ski. Pretty cool to see just a blend of different construction. There's also carbon alloy weave.
Yeah, and you can see that.
I think we forgot about that too.
You can see that actually through here.
Yeah, and that's something, it's basically the same cross weave that we saw in Soul 7s and stuff like that. It's very, very similar. So that's it. That's construction of the ski. Ton going on, but it's really cool. Shape to me is like a little bit more straightforward. So camber underfoot, tip and tail rocker, not nearly as pronounced rocker or not as abrupt rise as we saw in the Soul 7 or the Sky 7, but it's definitely still there. There's a significant amount still. Camber underfoot, it's pretty low rise camber. It's about a 3 millimeter rise. And then this 180 that I skied has about an 18 meter turn radius. The next size up is I think 21, and then it goes to 24 for the long ski. So that's shape. That's the ski in a nutshell. Bob, you skied it for the first time when we were down in Pico testing skis. That was mostly a groomer day. But it was some fun skiing.
Yeah, definitely.
So what'd you think? What was your initial reaction?
I was on the 187, which was great. And it's not quite the stability of like a Mantra 102 or an Enforcer 100. I mean, these are 104 underfoot, so a little bit wider. But, if you're expecting the Soul 7 feel, especially on groomers, you're not going to get it. A lot of it has to do with that tip shape, where it's just not nearly as scooped of a shovel. So you feel a lot more tip-to-tail edge contact, which is great in, an on-piste or a groomer setting. Was able to get, when that frozen granular gets scraped to the side and you get that, 7 or 8 feet wide of the loose granular, so I got in there just to kind of see, and it was floaty, it was playful, so it didn't have to be deep powder in order for it to get that same feeling. It just had to have a little bit of, stuff under it, whether it was, just frozen ice pellets or whatever it may be. Definitely felt like you could slide on it really well, both on the groomer and in that softer snow. So really impressive for a 104, full 2 sheets of metal ski. And that just seems to be where this stuff is going these days, is these modern freeride skis are able to, carve a turn and smear sideways. Which is the whole point of it.
Like where the Soul 7 smears really well, it lacked some groomer performance for sure, especially among like aggressive expert skiers. Now you mentioned that it's like not quite Mantra feel, but I think they're still pretty darn powerful. Especially this TI version. I personally didn't feel like it lacked any edge grip. It was really kind of nice to ski a Rossignol in this kind of collection with plenty of edge grip. Really fun skis, and I think it's plenty powerful for just about anybody out there. Especially like with a 194 option.
Not too many people are gonna overski that thing.
No, absolutely not.
So
and I really like the way that I think these skis feel a little bit lighter on your feet than some of the competitors' skis in this category. I think a lot of that has to do with carbon alloy matrix or weave or whatever you want to call it, and then the air tip. They still have a little bit lighter swing weight, but they've got some pretty darn good power now, which I think is cool. I had a really nice opportunity to ski them at Mad River Glen. Really fun day. We skied with Austin from Rossignol and really I skied this thing all day.
Yeah.
I had, we had a whole collection of Rossignol skis with us. This was kind of the one ski that I really felt like I needed to test in depth that day. And it was a really fun experience. We skied some tight lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have much experience skiing Mad River at all, so I was basically just following Austin and, like, skiing whatever he pointed me towards. And it was great because I got to test the maneuverability of these skis in really technical, tight, steep Vermont terrain. And they're not super ultra easy pivoting and quick like a Soul 7 was. To me, they required a little bit more skier input. They liked, they like when you're unweighting the tail.
Yeah.
They like that kind of, like, the ski, it prefers being skied that way. Like, I don't want to call them dolphin turns, but I know people use that term where you're keeping your tip on the snow and kind of letting the tail of your ski release off the snow. I found that if you did that, or if you kept them very, very flat, they're still very maneuverable skis. It's not, like I said, it's not the ultra quick feel of the Soul 7, but that's fine in my opinion. Partly because of what they can do outside of that scenario, and also because there are two other skis that if you're looking for that super ultra pivoty maneuverable feel, what's nice in Rossignol's line now is you can either, like, depending on your skiing style, if you want a ski that's lighter than this, but you like this shape, you can get the non-TI version.
Right.
And if you want a ski with just more tail rocker, with more of the, like, smeary, slidey feel, you can get the Holy Shred, which is the previous twin tip 98. So it's kind of cool, like, and basically the next thing I was going to say is, outside of that ultra tight trees, these things are like a blast, and to me, it's significant improvement over the Soul 7. Mad River Glen has a lot of natural hits, but they don't groom very much either. So a lot of those natural hits, like, I wanted to go pretty big and, like, ski pretty fast. And on the Soul 7, if I had done that, when I would, like, landing, the ski can get deflected really easily. Just doesn't have the, like, stable, confidence inspiring feel that I like when I'm doing stuff like that. These, I was just, like, letting them go. Like, it didn't matter. Didn't matter what I was landing in.
Likely landing in moguls.
Yeah. Most of the time, usually I would try and not hit the big moguls when I landed. But you're not landing in perfect snow. You're landing in variable snow, and the ski just eats it up. And then like I said, they don't have too many groomers, but what groomers they do have, I was getting this thing to really lay over.
You had some soft snow. So
but it wasn't super soft. They did a pretty good job laying down some corduroy, and there was enough to push against. And you can get real low to the snow on these things. Like brushing your hip.
I thought they were really smooth. Very Cadillac like feel. Just a big sedan.
Absolutely.
Go.
I mean, it's kind of. I know people are going to ask us to compare these skis to other skis out there, so I'll just start by saying, like, I think they've got a fairly similar feel to the Enforcer. A little different.
Like your 104, or?
No, it's like a 100, but a little lighter in the tips and tails, and there is some different stuff going on in there, but it's got a similar vibe to those skis. It's kind of like if you take that ski and then like add in some of the BLACKOPS 98 feel, because that rubber tip has a unique feel. But Cadillac dampness and smoothness. And for me personally, and I think for you as well, I would venture a guess, I much prefer these over the Soul 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Soul just really had its niche carved in soft snow. Whereas this opens up a lot more opportunity.
I think it's a more well-rounded ski. Which is really fun. Really fun. And like I said, if you're more a fan of the lighter, more maneuverable skis, there's two different scenarios you can go. There's two options there going from this ski. So great ski. I think Rossignol did a great job. I mean, it's a big line of skis. It's a big commitment for a company like Rossignol to just axe their entire freeride line and give us a ton of new skis. But I think they did a really good job.
Yeah. And the difference is big too. So, you know, when you're changing minutely, like an Enforcer 194 versus this, which is kind of a tear down rebuild.
Right. Total tear down.
You know, it's nice to see that they're able to. I mean, you get that benefit because you can start fresh, so you can put what you want in it.
Yep.
As opposed to just retooling.
Tweaking what already exists.
So I think that's a cool thing that they did.
Yeah, definitely. I'll admit that when I heard about the new Black Ops line, I was like nervous that they got rid of the 98 and the 118 because I love those skis. But they didn't. They kept those and kind of just like expanded it and made it more, put more variety into that line. So great skis, definitely like one of my favorite Rossies that have been on in a while.
Yeah.
I really like that 98 too. But these were a blast to ski.
Yeah.
Let us know if you have any questions. There's a lot in this category, you know, a lot of skis that these are going up against.
Yeah.
So feel free to let us know if you have any questions, if you want to talk about more comparison stuff. These will definitely be in our comparison videos next fall, late summer, fall. But yeah, great skis from Rossignol. Very impressive. Anything to finish with, Bob?
No, that was pretty good.
Sweet. Yeah, definitely. I encourage you to get on and try them if you can. If you can't, you could just buy them.
You just buy them and ski them.
Yeah, they're really fun.
I like them.
Yep. That's it for now. We'll see you guys on the slopes. We got another round of Ski Happy kicking off soon for March. So keep an eye out for more information about that. And yeah, we'll be out there testing skis.
Can't wait.
See ya.
Bye.